The veil has lifted. Angel Psychic TV, Jen Dundee. Angel Psychic TV, Jen Dundee. Hi guys, so I wanted to share an exciting spiritual update. When I woke up this morning, the first thing the angel said to me was that they had a very exciting and very big update for all of us, and the update is actually about something that we call the veil. You may have heard of this before. The basic definition of the veil is that it's a form of energy that separates the physical world from the spiritual world, and this is a true basic definition. So their exciting news is about this form of energy, and before I get to that part, I'd like to give you a little bit of spiritual history about what the veil actually is, who built it, and how it got there. So this video is actually not a veil, it's a very large, thick, long wall of dark black energy. Okay, and it is located in the fourth dimension, also called the soul plane, and the veil was created by the darkness on the planet by the Luciferian beings a very long time ago. In fact, it was around years ago that they created this wall of energy and solved it in the fourth dimension. Now, their reasons for doing this was that they were trying to wall off or disconnect God from humanity. They were also trying to wall off humans from their own spirit and higher selves, so they were trying to disconnect us from our own spiritual nature and being able to communicate with those levels of our own consciousness. So up until now, there's only been 2 times in history where God has made small adjustments to the veil, and the first time was in the 1500s and the second time was in the 1800s. And what occurred is that layers of the veil were removed to help humans feel with this blocking energy and to see how it would improve the human condition. So you're probably wondering, why doesn't God just remove the entire thing? And I asked the same question of my angels and my virtual forces, and I was given 3 specific reasons why this had occurred. The first reason is that humanity is on a path of self-development. This means that if God is always stepping in to fix our problems, we'll never actually learn how to fix them ourselves. The second reason is because when the veil was created, and it's been in place for so long, for so many millennia, that many people, many souls have created energetic connections to it, and they are using it as a source of energy, or a source of life force energy. Okay, so God was uncertain of the effects of completely removing the veil, and there was uncertainty about how the people connected to it would be able to maintain their health, their sanity, and their wellness. The third reason is similar to the second, and that is that many of these souls that have been connected to the veil for hundreds of their lifetimes, they've also been infected by the Stark energy, because they have reached out to the veil, they have interacted with it. The veil has injected them with what you might think about that dark energy virus in the heart center, in the soul center, and so there's also been concern that if we completely remove the veil, what will happen to be sold? How will they thrive? Will they be okay? Will they be able to maintain their life? So there was a real concern about how this would affect millions of our population if the veil was removed, because so many millions of people were using this as an energy source, or a source of life force, or even guidance at times, not realizing that it's what we call a false energy source. So now I get to share with you the really big and exciting news, and that is that last night on March 12, 2017, at 3 a.m. the veil was completely removed. The entire thing has been permanently removed. My God, the fourth dimension so having development. The big deal, it's a big deal because it could potentially improve all levels of life: physical health, emotional, mental health, spiritual health, succession, life, our ability to thrive and actually enjoy life. So my next question for the angels was, what is it that changed that's mine? What is it that caused God to intervene and remove this hugely impressive wall of energy that's been trying to keep us disconnected from our spirit and our higher selves for millennia? The answer I was given is this: the wall or veil has been a very hot topic of discussion for about the last year, and into higher dimensions. You know, they're always analyzing to see how well is humanity staying on their current life plan. Are they behind? Are they taking a detour? And what was found is that we're about 2 years behind on our current life plan as a civilization. And the other problem was that darkness over the past year has become so very active in trying to hurt so many people that people on the soul level were just getting sick of it, and they were starting to just give up and lose hope, and they were reaching out to God with their mind saying, I don't want to be here anymore, I just want this to end, can I please just go home now? So now that you know all about the veil, let's talk about how this may affect the population and change your life for the better. The first thing is, I believe it will generally improve everyone's mood, and it will make it easier for people to find their happiness and To feel their happiness, I also believe that people will be able to have a closer relationship with God for many millennium. The veil has been one of the main problems in people having and feeling a close relationship with God, because for many souls, it has been very hard for them to reach that veil of energy and connect with God. Also, for those that are engaged in psychic development of any kind, such as psychic readings, mediumship, or channeling, I believe that you will have an easier time in your development process, because the veil is one of the things that has slowed down to spiritual development and the psychic development of humanity. And lastly, I believe that we'll see the speed of our personal and spiritual growth and development accelerate quite a bit. So what about the souls that have been so connected to the veil for hundreds of their lifetimes? What I am told is that all of those souls are currently being watched over, cared for, and appended to. Many of these souls were using the veil as a source of energy, so be soul are being retrained and re-guided in knowing and understanding how to connect the positive sources of energy. So this is a great example that goodness and light can prevail and ultimately will prevail. Published on March 13, 2017. An update from the angels. Smiley.